There is wisdom, and there is ignorance, and in between are the gateways to eternity, through which the Old Ones so long ago passed.
Venerable Lord Kroak, defender of Itza, or the deliverer of Itza, is said to have been the first Slan mage priests born into the world, the eldest of the fabled first generation. The mysterious Old One Teapot taught Kroak of the winds of magic, and it was the serene Potek who shared the secrets of unwinding the threads of time. It is written that Lord Kroak and his peers were the ones to teach the first ancestors of the elves to wield magic. These things, and more, has Kroak seen, and it is said that he is fated to endure until the last moment of the universe itself. Lord Kroak made the most profound of sacrifices during the great catastrophe, but his indomitable spirit would not concede defeat, and he became the first of the relic priests. In the wake of the defence of Itza, Lord Kroak's loyal skink attendants lamented the death of their almighty master, whose body was scattered far and wide. Diligently, the skinks collected every last scrap of that ravaged body, and with great reverence, the remains were swathed in resin-soaked wrappings. Thus was created the first relic priest, of which many more have been created. The lizardmen have found the spirits of these departed Slan so powerful that they often linger near their former bodies. In times of need, a relic priest is brought forth from hidden crypts to enact once more the great plan of the Old Ones. Now, behind the enigmatic visage of his golden death mask, he can no longer communicate, but his spirit form can still interact with the material world. Some vestige of power resides in him still, a distant echo of former glory, yet strong enough to unleash destruction upon his enemies. At need, his shriveled and lifeless husk is brought forth from Itza, and it has guided the lizardmen to yet further victories.
Suddenly we heard the haunting sound of many reed pipes and the thunder of great resonant drums. A procession of skinky musicians and bronze-clad sorrows, brandishing halberds, appeared from a great dark portal on the platform of the pyramid. Behind these came an extraordinary sight. 4 sorrows wearing armor made from the bones of gigantic monsters, bearing on a palanquin what appeared to be a bundle of rags tied up with string and bedecked with colorful plumes and glittering gold objects. Strapped to the head of this object was a golden mask fashioned in the form of a grimacing slan. Its huge, staring, inlaid eyes of shell and topaz were very disconcerting. The palanquin swayed and lurched from side to side as the bearers danced to the rhythm of drums and pipes. It was a strange, hypnotic tune which I shall never forget. Even to this day, it still haunts me.
I'm a believer. Hey, hey. If you're praising the Lord, keep your head high.
When Lord Kroak was still alive upon this world, he was one amongst many of the first spawning who participated in the time known only as the Great Catastrophe, where it is said that a tear between the rifts of space and time was formed, and chaos flowed like a river upon the world. It was here, during this ancient time of battle after battle, that the first spawning all fought, bled, and died against the demonic onslaughts. And it was here that Lord Kroak, the last and greatest of the first spawning, fought a desperate last stand upon the city of Itza, the first and greatest of the temple cities. When city after fortress city fell, at last the way was clear for the demonic hordes to besiege Itza, the first city and the linchpin of the lizardmen's arcane defences. Itza was under the protection of Lord Kroak, first of all Slan spawned upon the world and the mightiest of mages. The energy dome that surrounded Itza crackled with sparks, turning demons to dust as they railed against it. Yet after years of strain, even Lord Kroak could sustain such mystic walls for no longer. With a final surge, he exploded the barrier outwards, flattening the surrounding jungle. 100,000 demons were banished in an instant. Nevertheless, the remainder swarmed into Itza. Of all that long war, no battle was more fiercely fought than the one amongst the streets of Itza. Only an epic stand by Lord Kroak's army of Temple Guard prevented the demons from overrunning the Great Pyramid. For many days and nights, the elite Saurus warriors stood firm on the lofty Bridge of Stars. Using his reservoirs of energy, Lord Kroak prepared his final incantations. As the last of the Temple Guard was cut down, Lord Kroak spouted forth spells that were the preserve of gods, raining fire from the heavens to vaporize the foe. Time stood still as the fabric of the universe strained at the outpour of sheer power. Yet eventually, even Lord Kroak succumbed. A dozen bloodthirsters, protected by the favour of their dark god Khorne, fought through the deluge of spells and reached the top of the pyramid. There they fell upon Lord Kroak's form, ripping him apart in a savage moment. So overcharged with arcane energies was Lord Kroak that his spirit fought on, refusing to even let death hinder him. Set free of his flesh, Kroak's radiant will soared above the ruins, scouring the invaders with a divine light that was like unto a second sun. The first city was saved. Although Itza was delivered, the war raged on. Across the globe, the younger races also faced the demon legions. Despite retreating into their mountain holds, the dwarfs had been decimated. The elves of Ulthuan suffered tremendous loss, but in the end, their mages enacted the Great Ritual, a spell that created a vast vortex that drained away swathes of the magic that flooded the world. Deprived of their lifeblood of magical energy, the demons disappeared back into their seething realm, yet the world was irrevocably damaged. Now transformed into a world saturated with magic and monsters.
Woe to the warmbloods who would despoil our realm, for their craving for trinkets and baubles drives them deeper into lands forbidden to them. Cast them out, show them no pity, feed their carcasses to the beasts of the jungle, and leave their bones to bleach upon the golden shores of our land. Let them see that it is folly to intrude upon the domains of the chosen.
Mazdamundi, Lord of the Solar City, is the oldest and most powerful of the living Slan mage priests, and the current ruler of Hexotal, the City of the Sun. At the dawn of creation, Lord Mazdamundi was instructed by none other than Lord Kroak himself, making Mazdamundi his successor. With a matchless mind, unfathomable to others, Mazdamundi is obstinate in his ways, and will not be deterred from what upon which he has decided. Although it took many interruptions to his thoughtful contemplations, at last the great Mazdamundi was fully bestirred himself, shaking off the lethargy that was afflicted with so many of his kind. In the last few centuries he has become the most proactive of all of the Slan. When riled, the Lord of the Solar City will levitate his palanquin throne atop the largest stegodon that can be found. The current beast, a colossal specimen named Zlak, has served Mazdamundi for almost 500 years. Once aloft on his mount, Mazdamundi will march out at the head of the armies of Hexotal. With a flick of his wrist, Mazdamundi has smashed cities and doomed armies. His great purpose does not allow for mercy. Lord Mazdamundi has studied the lost plaques more than any other mage priest, including those found most recently. His epiphany is that the lizardmen have failed to accomplish the first of the Old One's decrees, the extermination of those races not part of the Great Plan. Mazdamundi believes it is pointless to divine the next stages of the Great Plan until the first is complete. To do so would only invite further error. Lord Mazdamundi has spent countless centuries studying the glyphs of the Old Ones and perfecting these 4 awesome geomantic spells which are unique to the Slan. No other wizard of any race can ever use them. Only the mind of a Slan is capable of the mental concentration required to cast the spells, and only a Slan could pronounce the incantations.
Amid the darkness and horror of a world splintering apart, the armies of the true creators, we who are ancient at the dawn of time, will march forth once more. We shall sweep away all that is chaos and disorder, for ours is the true path, and none shall defy us.
Can you hear the people singing the songs of angry men? This is the music of the people who will not be slaves again. When the beating of your heart matches the beating of a drum, there is a life about to start when tomorrow comes.
R.I.P. Tell me quick.